Welcome back to the Second Short Podcast, where the entire playbook is open. I'm Josiah.
I'm Christian.
I'm Hayden.
I'm Eli.
For those of you who like to listen to audio only, the link will be in the description.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you have a 2-week hiatus. You forget how to talk. Welcome back to the podcast today. Real fun episode. We're going to go through some New Year's resolutions for a few teams, and then we're also going to review the Polar Plunge picks updates. Spoiler alert, it's not looking too hot for me. In addition, what else are we going to do? I already forget. Trivia. Am I missing one?
Probably an Audible.
Audible, yeah. But...
Talk about these awesome hats.
Yeah, shout out Becca. We got brand new hats, second and short. Merch link in the bio. You know, go buy it.
Best girlfriend, and you have the best sister right there.
Period. Well, sister-in-law. Just gotta clarify that. This isn't WVU, but yeah. So we're rocking some new hats. Josie
Ricochet shot.
Josie will have a hat in the future. For now, he's the Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Okay. I mean,
You said West Virginia. I said Roll Tide.
West Virginia and Alabama aren't necessarily okay. Anyways, do we want to start off with trivia, or do we want to go right into our New Year's resolutions?
We can start off with the trivia.
Okay.
All right. So, like Hayden had mentioned, it's been a couple weeks since we've been together, really. But one of the things that happened in the NFL is pretty big news was Amari Cooper setting the franchise record for most receiving yards in a game. So I want to go through each of the franchises and see if you guys can name the player who has the most receiving yards in a game for each of the franchises. So obviously we mentioned Amari Cooper. Do you guys know the number? We'll go with that.
269. Is that what it was?
I was gonna do like 260. I thought it was.
It's in the 260s.
It's right in the middle of those
264.
265.
Okay.
Yeah, 265. All right, so let's start at
So
the
do
top
we have
of the
to
list.
get name and number?
Sorry, 1 second. It glitched out of me here real quick.
And you said it was per game, right?
Yeah.
This is for a single game.
I say we just do name. I think number
I
is just
can-
a crapshoot.
If there's anything interesting about the number, like if it's crazy
I'll
high.
I'll use it. I'll use those
Yeah.
for hints. I'll use that for hints. How about that?
Okay.
All right. Start with Arizona.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, it's
Not Larry Fitzgerald. It's
Anquan Bolden.
1962.
I'm not.
All right, can you let's fast forward to you telling us.
He wore number 88. His name was Sonny Randall. I recognize the name, but like I definitely wouldn't have got that one. Atlanta.
Sure you do.
Yeah, Atlanta.
Julio.
Okay. Number?
I feel like it's honestly probably not that high. 212.
In 2016, he got 300 in a game. In
2016, that was the Kyle Shanahan year.
Yeah, wasn't that the year that he got 1,800 in the season?
Probably,
Yeah, I
yeah. That
believe
was
it
the
was.
Matty Ice MVP year.
Because that was him and AB both got 1,800 that year, if I remember
Yes,
correctly.
okay.
Yep. Baltimore.
Ooh.
Is this just Baltimore from 1996
It
to
is
now?
post 1996.
Okay.
It's not Steve Smith.
It was not Steve Smith. It was 1999. I'll give you that as your hint.
Ooh.
Yeah. He wore number 87.
This is a name that you recognize?
No.
Oh,
Do you want me to just tell you this one?
Yeah, this one's going to be.
Quadri Ishmael.
Okay.
know.
He was in 1999. He had 258. Buffalo.
Not Diggs. He hasn't had one recently.
Stevie Johnson.
A little before that, 2006.
Lee Smith. Lee Evans.
Lee Evans.
Yeah.
Nice. Good one. Good pull. He wore number 83, which I thought Buffalo retired 83, but I guess I was wrong about that.
Did
'Cause that's
Andre
what Andre
Reed?
Reed wore 83,
Okay.
if I remember correctly. He had 265.
Okay.
All right. Carolina.
Steve Smith.
It is Steve Smith. Wore number 89, and he had 201. What's his number? Chicago.
It what? Jeffrey?
It is Jeffrey.
I'm gonna say it's not
pull.
Marshall. It has to be Jeffrey.
I would have probably guessed Marshall personally.
Yeah,
but
if it's not.
I thought Jeffrey.
I
had
haven't heard
bigger
all
games
Sean's
there.
name in a while.
Yeah, I thought Jeffrey had bigger numbers in some games.
Jeffrey would have just caught that ball in the year after they won it in Philadelphia. Nick Foles. Nick would have been a repeat.
That was in 2013. You want to guess that number?
That's like 220.
Was that against the
Little higher?
Steelers?
230.
Doesn't say. A little higher.
I think it was against Dolphins.
251.
Very close.
Bears
249.
whooped on the Steelers in
249.
2013.
Yeah. Did they still
I
have
remember that
both Marshall and
Because
Jeffrey?
Marshall was a second-round draft pick in 2012. 2013 was his breakout year. It was like a Sunday nighter in Pittsburgh,
and they still have Matt Forte then too, huh?
yeah,
Man, that offense was so
Martellus Bennett at tight
Wasn't it
end.
in
Yep.
Pittsburgh too?
The
Yeah.
fact that all of that existed and there's never been a 4,000-yard passer for the Bears is absolutely mind-boggling. Never been a
I think
4,000-yard passer.
Jay Cutler's their leading
Cutler,
passer,
it's
right?
like 39 something. Yeah. Cincinnati.
AJ Green.
Ocho.
More recent.
Jamar.
It's Jamar Chase. In 2021, you guys guess the number?
This is
230.
This is mid
230.
Higher.
This is like
271.
this is high.
Very
I'm pretty
close.
sure. It's not
Very
280.
close. It's lower.
265.
But,
266.
I knew it was high number.
Was that the playoff game against the Chiefs when he had 3 touchdowns? No,
I
that
don't
was
think so because
finally
they wouldn't have
the
been
season.
counted.
That
in
might
this, I don't
have been the
think.
Chiefs game when they played him in the regular season.
Cleveland, we said already. Mari Cooper 265 just 2 weeks ago, right? Yeah. Dallas. This one is an interesting one because you'll know the name. I'm not sure that it definitely won't be your
old,
first
right?
guess.
So Miles
It's
Austin.
not
Hey,
recent. is it?
dude, what the heck, dude? Nice,
Yeah, bro.
nice pull, dude.
No, I'm serious. I can't even. I'm like trying to look at you. So I
yeah,
don't see it.
2009. What
I just-
number? What's the number?
I don't know. I just remember me and Eli play with him all the time on that, and that's why I figured.
254.
Very close, 250. So, isn't he the wide receiver coach somewhere?
No,
he's
he
somewhere,
got
wasn't
suspended for sports gambling.
Oh god,
He was on the he was the
was
Jets
somewhere.
receivers coach this year, but
Oh,
he got
Jets.
suspended indefinitely.
Jeez. Denver,
Rod Smith.
more recent.
Demarius.
Demarius Thomas, R.I.P. 2014, which was the MVP year, yeah, for Manning.
over him.
Wasn't I think 2013 was. 2013.
It was 13.
Rogers was 14 because that was the year JJ should have won it.
and then Cam was 15.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But second year of like that Wes Welker, Emmanuel Sanders group.
Yeah, that one was 226. Detroit,
Calvin.
Megatron.
2013. This is the record for most receiving yards in a game.
1964.
That's a season. That would be a lot for a game.
No.
This is
Oh,
a game.
I
This
thought
is
you
a
were talking
game.
about season.
No, no,
321.
Very close.
350.
329. 329. Yeah, 329 in a single game is absolutely.
Was that against
unbelievable.
Dallas?
I'm looking it up.
Or Saints or Dallas?
Yeah, Eli will look it up. We'll move on to the next one because I'm just going to skip over this one and tell you Green Bay was Billy Houghton
Saints?
in 1956.
No way. It
1956.
With Favre or with.
No.
That's insane.
1956 would have been Bart Starr, though, right?
They almost lost the game too.
I'll check. Go ahead and go into
That's crazy.
I would have thought for sure it'd be with Favre or Rodgers. That's
Houston.
Andre.
Andre Johnson. 2012. Guess a number?
It's against Titans.
I believe. Was this,
Cortland.
Was it
Finnegan.
this wasn't the
was it
Cortland
fight
Finnegan
one
game,
or
was
no?
it? I don't
wasn't the
believe
fight
so.
one.
no, because they both got thrown out of the game, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
well,
so
that's.
finish
I mean,
it.
Andre started swinging.
He had 273.
Okay, I have a Bart Starr update. He was drafted in the 7th round of the 1956 season.
Okay.
However, he only started one game and threw for 325, 2 touchdowns, and 3 picks. So he was there for it, but didn't throw.
But it wasn't him. Indianapolis.
Reggie Wayne.
No, it's Horace Harrison, right?
No, it's,
T.Y.?
it's 1957.
Really?
What the frick?
1957. Raymond Berry had 224.
Bad name, actually. I know that
I
doesn't.
never
but
thought that
name
would be.
does.
I thought it would be one of
Yeah.
those.
I guess it
for
makes
sure.
sense that some of these are.
There's been so many good receivers go through Indy. That's surprising that it's not. But there are also multiple good receivers there typically.
Yeah, Harrison
every
and
single
Reggie
year.
were together,
Yeah.
and then they had
They even had-
on too.
They even had the tight end
Clark,
Fleener.
Dallas Clark.
Yeah, like
Oh, I forgot about him.
Fleener, Kobe Fleener, man. They had Eric Ebron, his only Pro Bowl year.
Yeah.
Jacksonville.
Jimmy Smith.
Yes. What year do you think?
1996.
Close.
Who
2000.
could be?
He had
Mark
291.
Burnell. Was Burnell still there in 2000?
Garrard.
Garrard was 03.
Yeah.
Garrard was
okay.
03.
Yeah, then it must have been. It must have been him. But he had 291. Kansas City. I'm gonna skip this one. 1985. Stephon Page. Surprised it's not Tyreek. Chargers. 1982. We're gonna skip that one.
Kellen Winslow.
Wes Chandler.
Oh.
LA Rams. 1989 was Flipper Anderson.
That's an awesome name.
Yeah.
Flipper.
Las Vegas
Flip for the
Raiders.
touchdown.
Flip. It was Mark
There's no
Brunell,
way
by
that's
the way. He was there
Brunell,
till 03. So
gotta be a-
him and Gerard,
William
must have
Lee
been like the
Flipper
bridge to
Anderson
Gerard.
Jr.
Yeah.
Surprised he wasn't on the Dolphins with the name Flipper.
Brunch.
Yikes. 1963 for the Raiders is Art Powell. Miami.
Tyreek.
Tyreek? What?
What do you have this year?
He had
200.
200, just over 200.
There's
I
gonna be a
think.
pull, but it was
This
was it
number,
Waddle?
During
this
the
number is
Marino.
253.
Is it during the Marino?
It is not 2012.
Brian Hartline.
Is that
Brian Hartline, nice ball. I was gonna say he's a wide receivers coach now.
Ohio
Who is he
State.
for?
Ohio
Ohio
State.
State.
He's
Yeah,
the offensive coordinator.
That's where he's from.
Offensive
he's
coordinator.
freaking, and he's putting out
He
so
is?
many.
It's Ryan
Wide
Day,
receiver,
but
NFL
he
wide
has the
receivers.
title.
What's that?
Cody, offensive
Yeah.
coordinator.
2012 wasn't Tannehill,
I
was
think he
it?
might be
Yeah,
assistant.
that was
coach
his
now,
rookie
too.
year because it was him, Matt Moore, and Pat Devlin. And
Wide
then,
receiver thrown to wide receiver. How about that?
and then Mike Wallace next year.
Minnesota?
Oh, Randy Moss.
Nope. It was.
It
This,
wasn't
it
a
was
3
this year.
TD game.
Yeah, but was that on
Jay
3
Jettis. It was Jay
catches?
It
Jettis.
was
It was 3 catches, 158, and
Yeah, it
3
was only
touchdowns.
like that's what was
Yeah.
ridiculous about
Yeah,
it.
it was on
that low?
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, because he only had
223 for Justin Jefferson this year
He'll break that
2023.
another like 3 times at least.
if they sign him.
I bet, is that the most recent one on the list?
Yes, other than Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper technically was more recent because it was 2 weeks ago. But New England, this will surprise you, I think.
Edelman?
Close.
Amendola.
Close. Wes Welker.
Naming all their wide receivers.
2011, he had 217 receiving
I'm
yards in the
surprised
game.
Gronk wasn't surpassed over that.
Gronk had a lot of receptions,
But
but
not a lot.
yeah,
Touchdowns.
Yeah, touchdowns, receptions.
I love Wes Welker.
Yeah, Wes Welker's dog.
He's gonna come up in our Hall of
my-
Fame episodes.
Another
Future.
wide receivers coach. He's with Miami, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Gronk would be
He's
the
followed McDaniel around because he was with Houston, then San Fran.
Gronk is like the one guy I'm okay with teams doing a
Back.
jump pass. Yeah, jump pass in the corner. I hate those so
All right,
much.
we're round this out real quick. New Orleans,
That's not Jimmy
Michael
Graham.
Thomas.
Michael Thomas. Yeah,
Michael Thomas.
my first guess
I
probably
didn't know
would
if
have
it was
been
gonna
Marquez
be.
Colston.
I didn't know if it was gonna be that Joe Horn guy, the guy with the cell phone
Oh, yeah,
celebration.
yeah.
2018?
It was 2018. Yep, 211 yards.
You remember the game or like just him going off that
I
year?
just remember that year because he was the #1 pick for fantasy. And,
Was that the year?
19.
That wasn't the year that he broke the catch record, was it? That was more recent.
That was
that was pretty
19
much
or 20.
peak year. Ever since
Yeah.
after that, he was just like always injured or, whatever it
Yeah,
is.
and just imagine if he had 211 yards, that means he had 21 catches because they're all slants.
It's like, boy.
We're gonna skip over the next 3 because they're 62, 68, and 61. Giants had Don Schaffner. New York Jets had Don Maynard, and Philly had Tommy McDonald. Next one, is
Don Maynard.
it's a name. It's
yeah,
a name
that one.
Yeah.
Tommy McDonald.
Pitt,
AB.
AB. What year?
The
15,
2016,
2015.
2015.
and they played the Raiders.
260.
17 catches, if I remember correctly.
248, right?
Higher,
There was a Derek Carr Big Ben shootout.
I believe so.
Is it
Yeah,
263?
it's even
yeah,
higher.
84.
It was Jesse
I saw it
James.
in Google.
It's 284.
It was Jesse James rookie year, and Jesse had like a nice block on a Martavis screen touchdown.
if this is the game I'm thinking of, it was 17 receptions.
It was
which
Raiders.
is
Yeah, it was a
and
fun
which
game.
is a Pittsburgh record.
because that was the ACDC year because it was Mari and Derek Carr's second year where they were breaking out.
Yeah.
It
This
says
game was against the Raiders. The one
it says Big Ben missed him on a deep ball early in the game too, and D'Angelo Williams had 225 yards from scrimmage. that
D'Angelo
game.
D'Angelo Williams was a
So
guy.
good.
So they combined for 500.
You were at that
I think
game?
I was at that game.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's
they
insane.
combined for
It was at home
519
in
total
Pittsburgh.
yards.
Yeah.
I was at that game.
That's insane.
That's funny.
Oh, what was that? The one that
And
he
they
broke
almost
his leg
lost.
then?
Yeah, because that was.
Well, he didn't break his leg.
I guess
that game,
to
that
be close,
year,
that they're
yeah.
still gonna
Was
throw
that
it.
He
Derek
did
Carr's
against the Steelers.
MVP
No, he did. He
season?
did against the
Rudolph
Titans.
came in for a couple.
Hayden.
I'll put $10 on it.
Yeah.
Hayden.
What?
Was that Derek
Derek
Carr's
Carr
rookie
broke his
year?
leg against the Steelers.
Was that his?
Titans.
Was that his MVP season? 2018.
What'd you say?
Hayden
Yeah,
said
it
Carr
would have
broke his
been. It
leg
was
during the Titans.
2016.
I'm saying he
Okay.
broke his leg during the
2015 or
Steelers.
2016.
Yeah.
And it's for $10.
Colts.
I thought it was the Titans, so I'll take those $10.
For sure, though, Steelers.
Yeah.
All right, moving
I
on.
get $10 because you guys are both wrong.
Well, you don't get the $10.
Yeah, huh? It wasn't $10. Which one of us was right? It was $10.
That's fair. He
If
did
it
say
was
that.
the Steelers, and I said it wasn't, you said it was.
That's business,
Right,
baby.
okay.
That's
Stand
business.
under.
We'll just do
All right.
double or nothing later in that.
Seattle. I am going to ask this one, even though it's 1987, because it's a very recognizable name.
Largent.
Yes, Largent. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I was
I thought
like-
you said Archie.
I was like, if it's not Largent,
Archie
then I have
Manning.
no idea who it is.
Steve Largent, he had 261. San Fran,
Jerry.
1995, he had 289. Tampa Bay, another RIP on this one.
Vincent Jackson.
Vincent Jackson, good pull. 2012, he had 216.
Yes, Eli.
He died at,
2
he had
years ago, right?
CTE related stuff, if I remember
Like-
correctly.
You did.
I don't know.
Tennessee was in 1961, Charlie Hennigan. And then Washington was in 1987 with
Washington.
Anthony Allen. At that time, you want to
Luke.
answer that question?
Luke, come on.
So
Go ahead, Josie. It's your thing.
It was the Redskins.
Thank you. For anyone who had no idea.
Yeah.
But
So that's the end of the list.
what do you think the most surprising name? The Colts guy not being...
Miles Austin.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess.
I like Miles Austin, but like the fact that he had that many receiving
but
yards in
that
the game,
group of guys. it's little.
250.
Dude, holy forehead.
Miles Austin.
That is nuts.
Isn't he bald now? He shaves
Yeah.
his head.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Show the camera.
He looks like great value Derek Jeter.
Great value.
Great value
there.
Derek Jeter.
I was kind of surprised with Packers. I really
Like, it, like,
thought
goes to another
Favre
level.
or Rodgers would have been the QB for
Shelved.
Yeah.
that one.
Honestly, I probably would have guessed Jordan Nelson personally for the Packers because there
You
were a
say
couple
Jordan Nelson.
Jordy.
All right. Do you guys want to go to New Year's resolutions?
Yeah.
All right, Josie, you want to kick it away with the Panthers?
Yeah, the
Did we
Panthers.
explain to the viewers what we mean by that yet? Or?
Yeah, so just a refresher, I think we mentioned it already, but New Year's resolution for a team that's already eliminated from playoff contention. We each have chosen a team. Josie has chosen the Panthers. So basically, he's coming up for a New Year's resolution. If he was in charge of the Panthers, what does he want to do to fix the team for the 2024 season?
Yeah, so obviously when you think about the Panthers, they have the number one overall pick, but at the same time they don't have the number one overall pick. And so they're kind of in an area where they have specific needs and quite a few of them, but at the same time they don't have a first round pick, which is huge, right? And so I think the biggest glaring hole that they have is they need to get Bryce Young help. They have to. Like Adam Thielen as the number one can't really cut it. I think Adam Thielen's had a good season. I kind of predicted that in our preseason, looking at teams. I thought Thielen was going to have a good fantasy season, at least, which he has. But like they have to get him help. Like he just needs help. And I don't know that the draft is where they're going to do it necessarily. Like they could get a good guy at 201, right? But I think that you need to do something to get one of the free agent wide receivers that we've mentioned on the show in the past. So when you
Higgins.
think about, so T. Higgins, obviously that's a huge name right now. I also think that there's a chance that Brandon Ayuk hits the market next year because he's a $14 million cap hit next year. If you remember us talking about this a couple weeks
He's
ago.
not on a contract year this year.
He is, I think he at the end of, no, he has a fifth year option, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah. Whatever it was, I remember seeing that he's a $14 million cap hit. And with them already having Debo signed and Kittle signed and CMC and Trent Williams, like Nick Bosa, like they have all these massive contracts. It's like, I don't see a way that they could really keep him. And so like, if you could tag and trade Brian Burns, do something, you have to finance something in order to get a wide receiver one, because that's the first thing you have to do. And then in the second round, maybe you take like a top end tight end, like that kid from Texas, Jatavian Sanders, like really good, solid wide receiving tight end kind of thing. Like you have to get Bryce Young help because there's a lot of holes on this team. But if Bryce Young has nowhere to throw the football, he's gonna get hurt and he's gonna be scrambling around, and you're gonna eventually be like, oh, do we need to get rid of him? So I think first and foremost, get him help and see if he's the guy.
If they want to send us a second rounder for Deontay, all ears, Omar Khan.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to change from the Patriots to the Jets. I honestly let Rodgers make all the decisions. Basically, I feel like
Isn't that what they did this year?
I think he did
Tim
for
Boyle started a
receivers.
game because of it.
I don't know. I just feel like he got so mad with the coaching staff, but he's still going to be on that team later on next year. Like obviously they're going to keep.
What
him.
if one of his decisions is get rid of the coaching staff?
Let him do it. If he thinks they're not right, then do it. I think they're so invested in him that he needs to make most of the decisions for the offense for them. Honestly, like, you know how Big Ben makes decisions for like play calls and stuff.
Yeah, but how
Like,
many
maybe
more
he
years
needs
is
to do
Aaron
that.
going to play?
I don't know. He keeps saying he's going to play like 5 more years.
Oh, like a year or two,
Maybe.
three.
I think he might even retire next year.
I think it'd be tough to give a dude.
So you're gonna just completely wipe out, do whatever he wants to do, knowing that it's just for a year or two.
What the Rams did. Well, they didn't have the player make
The Rams
decisions, but
still
they
have their
invested all
general
of it.
manager and head coach in place. They still have Aaron.
I'm not
Donald.
saying he would want to.
I'm
yeah.
not saying get rid. I'm saying if he wants to get rid of Salah, I think they keep the GM for sure. I like their GM a lot.
And I'm not
GM,
saying
I
he
think
would
they
get
do a
rid
lot.
of Salah. I'm just saying.
I don't
I
Would you
think
let
there's a real chance, though. I don't think it necessarily would happen, but especially the way things have been looking.
What was his just? This is totally random, but what was the ending of the relationship with him and McCarthy?
Not great towards the end. There was a little bit of bickering. Aaron wanted control, didn't get it. They're decent now. Like, it wasn't like the worst of relationships, but it definitely had some turmoil towards the end,
Gotcha.
and that kind of sneaked into the beginning of the LaFleur era and stuff. But I mean, so you want him to have full control over draft, free agency, kind of like
offense.
On
Like I
offense?
mean, like, make decisions for the offense. Yes. Like, if he wants like them to spend a first round pick on an offensive guy, let him do it, because that O-line's atrocious to me. Except for Vera Tucker, they have no one but Vera Tucker.
They're second in sacks given up.
Yeah.
I think that's second most.
Yeah.
I feel like I would lean more towards the resolution being like the O-line or something, her getting another solid wide receiver too, because this year he made so many of the personnel choices, and Alan Lazard is not good enough to be a wide receiver
thought that
too
was stupid.
on a Super Bowl contender. Dalvin Cook, they just cut him today. That move didn't really make sense. I know we didn't know how Brees would come back from the torn ACL, but you draft Izzy Abanikanda, you have Michael Carter, and you have Brees Hall, who's a top 10 talent. You get Tim Boyle to be, even if it's a third string quarterback, the fact that he was on a roster was proven to be a huge mistake. I feel like they kind of need to at least try. It's hard to with how much they've already invested, but take a step back and say, all right, Aaron, we tried to do things your way. Obviously, kind of got derailed the second play of the game, but we need to go back into a more traditional look. I think he should still be heavily involved, but this year he had free reign. He was the de facto owner of the team, and it just didn't work out.
Where do you guys think Dalvin Cook goes?
I don't even
Cook
think he
contender.
signs, dude.
You don't think he signs this year?
If he is, I think it's going to be like a Melvin Gordon type thing. Practice squad.
I think he signed too early to be a coattails guy. Like, I think he was trying to be a coattails guy and like get to a Super Bowl, but like he signed way too early.
He was coming off of 4 1,000-yard seasons. Like, I refuse to, like,
I
he
don't
might
think
have
he's
lost a
bad.
step,
I
but
still-
he isn't
I don't think he's
washed
lost a
like
step.
some
I
of these
just-
running backs are.
I don't think he's washed. I still think he's good. I just
Buffalo.
don't think
Why not
they
go with
never
his
used
brother?
him.
I think that makes,
If they make the playoffs, I could see Dalvin going to Buffalo with
be cool.
James.
because I mean,
Yeah.
you're not going to play really at this point in the year.
James Dalvin and Dalvin James. Those are their names, by the way. James Dalvin and Dalvin James.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
You go, because I might switch mine. If you don't take one of the teams, I might switch too.
Yeah, I get to go last. You go.
Well, then who's
Trust
your
me.
team?
Trust me. I won't pick yours.
Okay, I'm going the Bears.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm going the Bears. I just want to make sure I'm not stealing
you're good.
because I switched up. I was going to go Giants Commanders and talk about their O-lines, but I feel like we've done that a lot. I'm going to go with the Bears, and I'm going to say don't draft a quarterback in the first round. I think they need to build around Fields. I'm fine with them draft. They want to draft one later in the draft to kind of ensure themselves against Fields, then fine. But I think either Marvin's too good, but I think the haul you're going to get for teams wanting to trade up for Caleb Williams is way too ridiculous to pass up. I think drafting quarterbacks is like so misevaluated in the NFL. I would not take them number one. I don't think it's worth it. The only reason I would even consider taking one is just so you can have that rookie contract, because that's like such a cheat code in the NFL with the salary cap. But I think that Fields, their fans were chanting Fields' name, and obviously they'll switch up on him in a second if he sucks next year. But still, I think Fields is good enough. I think build around him. You have that draft capital. Don't screw it up. Yeah,
I feel
don't
like it
draft a
also
quarterback.
ensures them to have their jobs longer.
for not
Especially
to
the
not
GM
draft a
to
quarterback.
I think if they trade.
But some people are like, "Oh, I want a quarterback bad. Like we want Caleb." Like,
I think a majority of the fans want Fields now.
yeah, but Fields, the fans aren't going to fire the coach or the GM.
I think
I don't think
Ryan Poles, the GM, deserves to stay. And I agree with you. I'm still not convinced Fields is the guy, but he's
Yeah.
at least earned the shot next year to continue to grow and develop. With that said, Eberflus still needs to go.
Yeah.
Do not let this last month fool you into thinking he's your long-term head coach. They need to bring in somebody offensive if they actually want to give Fields or whoever's after Fields a chance. And then, like Eli said, the draft haul, whether you're going to be picking a Caleb Williams or picking another offensive tackle to go with Darnell Wright, it's too good to pass up. Especially Christian mentioned it earlier. You're probably going to be able to get more than what you did last year. And last year gave you a number one receiver, multiple first round picks, including the number one overall this year as well.
So stupid.
See here, I'll throw out a scenario for it because I'm looking at the draft list right now. Tentative draft list. Obviously, nothing's solidified until the end of next week, and even beyond that for some. But as of right now, Minnesota has the 12th overall pick. Chicago has 10-1. What if Minnesota were to trade up to number 1 to take the quarterback that they need and want, and Chicago trades back and gets a haul for whatever, but they have picks 10 and 12? It's like, he's not Marvin Harrison, but like Egbuka, the other kid from Ohio State, is really good.
If you have 10 and 12 and someone trades up to 10, trade down, or wants to trade up to 10, trade down from 10 and then have your 12.
Yeah, and if nobody takes 10, like take the best tackle available. Take best tackle available at 10, and then at 12 take the best receiver available. So
Still need edge rushers too.
yeah, But I think there's too much opportunity in trading back that you can still get a really good wide receiver with picks 10 and 12, and Minnesota gets what they need in a quarterback.
And then guess what? If Fields isn't the guy, then you have a better team to surround the next guy. Obviously, that doesn't really help out whoever's going to be head coach. Like if Eberflus does stay, which, like I said, I strongly disagree with, but I would say it's trending towards that happening. Unless there's a disaster week 18, well, then guess what? You can build around these guys. If you really want to keep Eberflus, then say, all right, Justin Fields is your guy. Make it work. Or if not, we're going to find a brand new quarterback and head coach for 2025.
So I don't have too much knowledge on this Justin Jefferson stuff, but what's up with his contract? Is it like straight up dispute?
I just think that it's tough because they just made TJ Hawkinson the highest paid tight end in the history of the NFL. And then they have Kirk Cousins' contract still, right? Is he done after this year?
He's done after this year.
So, I just think that they're waiting until Kirk is off the books, and then they're going to extend him.
Okay.
He's going. I think you can't not extend him. He's the best receiver.
I think Jefferson was doing a thing where he was trying to be the team player and being patient because technically he could have demanded a contract, 2 years ago now? After his third year, he can go renegotiate another contract. He decided to not do that, be the team player. And then that's fine at first, but then kind of like what the Chiefs were doing with Mahomes, if that continues, then that starts to look like you're taking advantage of the player instead. In addition to that, I think the Jordan Addison thing was kind of like, okay, we have a good wide receiver too, but all right, Justin, we'll see what this guy develops into. You were a pick in the early 20s also, just like Addison. We'll see kind of where he ends up because he's had a stellar rookie year.
Yeah, and I mentioned obviously the Minnesota thing. That might not happen because Minnesota is in the same division the Bears are, but Atlanta has number 9 and Las Vegas has number 11. So they could still get 2 picks within
Literally
2 picks.
And there's a ton of
So
teams
many
that
teams.
fit that billing of being able to
Washington
trade
could do
up.
if they want to. New England
I don't see the
can,
Giants just because they just extended. They're
think
kind of
they'll do it
stuck.
this year.
They just extended Jones.
Unless Drake May drops them at that pick, then maybe. But
yeah. Which I think New England's probably
Tennessee
taking
could if
best
they
quarterback
want to.
available.
I hate that mindset too, though, with DJ. If he's not the guy, he's not the guy. It's.
I don't think they're
sucks
going to
that
be
they paid
married
him,
till
but-
this year. I think that they're...
They shouldn't be. If they don't think he's the guy, don't waste time just because, it sucks you paid him, but it's sunk money. You can't go back. Doesn't mean you should just ride with him for a couple more years just because you paid him. Don't force it.
I'm just happy that the Vito experience is over. Hate that guy. So overrated. But... All right, and now I feel like I need to add some context.
Anti-Italian.
No, I'm not racist, but
you don't even look like a real Italian. Shut up.
It's just discrimination, but not
okay,
racist.
okay, you're right. My bad. Me and Eli went to Q's, saw DeVito, saw him get benched. At Liberty? Like,
Yeah, it might have been the game before Liberty. but
Awful.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Rutgers.
Rutgers. Yeah. Terrible quarterback. Garrett Schrader for life. Anyway, my New Year's resolution is actually kind of cheating a little bit, but that's what happens when it's your podcast.
And it's a New Year's resolution. New Year's resolution. I butchered it. Everybody cheats on their resolution.
Oh, yeah, fair. That's a good point. Jim Harbaugh. My New Year's resolution is for Jim Harbaugh to finally step up and come back into the big boy league. Bears, Chargers, Raiders. I would say, honestly, anybody but the Panthers makes sense. The Bears are a little iffy just because the former Big Ten commissioner who did not get along with Jim Harbaugh is now the president of football ops for Chicago. So he's had a history of not really working well with others. So going right back into a relationship with someone who you already have a rocky
Can't stand
relationship with doesn't seem like the best idea. But Jim Harbaugh's made it very clear that the NFL is his dream. It's his end goal. He's been in it as a player and a coach. I think he loves Michigan and loves winning, but he's not really where he wants to be right now. He restored Michigan back into greatness. He got them relevant again, which for a while there, they were kind of like the forgotten story, especially when Ohio State
Yeah, it was really
good.
weird how like right after 2020, it was like something changed in their program that really shot them up the ranks. It's really weird how, I mean,
They
great.
had a psycho
Hats off to-
living next to campus running a vacuum machine.
Did you see the picture of him at the Rose Bowl yesterday, Stallions?
Is he actually there?
Yeah, he's on the side. Or not the sideline. Sorry, he's like second row. He's with some former player. Try to find it.
But while Eli tries to find that picture, Jim Harbaugh, he's mentioned it before that winning Big Ten championships, winning national championships at the college level is awesome, and he's a competitor, so he definitely wants to win. But he has said it multiple times in interviews.
He's with Winovich.
Chase Winovich?
Yeah, they posted on his Instagram story.
Oh my gosh.
But the Super Bowl is the thing in football. Like, whether all levels, from little league to high school, college, the Super Bowl is the thing that everybody looks at as kind of a sign of greatness. That's what Jim Harbaugh wants. He had his really good chance at it against his brother. His brother got one. His brother might get another one this year. There's just a competitive feel there. He wants to come back. The last couple of years it's fallen through, whether it was Denver last year or the year before. He left on signing day to go to Minnesota. They end up choosing Kevin O'Connell over him. He just needs to dive full in, say, I'm coming to the NFL. And I think he will, whether win or loss in the national championship. He's brought in Don Yee, the agent of Sean Payton. He's ready to make an NFL move. His New Year's resolution has to be, all right, I'm coming back to where I belong, where I want to be, where I want to accomplish more things in my career.
If Michigan wasn't in such a good spot to replace him, I would disagree, but I think they're at a perfect spot. I think he loves Sharon Moore, and I think Moore deserves it. So I kind of agree.
Him beating Ohio State just shows he deserves it.
This is an
I've
older
disagreed in
Michigan
the past,
team.
right? I've disagreed with Harbaugh that Harbaugh would leave in the past. This year, it's like, is the NCAA going to investigate it more in the summer, and is he going to get more in trouble? Is he going to get another suspension next year? He had 2 separate suspensions this year, so
I just
maybe
think
he's
him
sick of
also
it.
signing that agent's like, yeah, he's probably leaving for sure.
Yeah.
Did you see what Jim said about JJ McCarthy? He said he was the greatest quarterback in Michigan football history, and Tom Brady agreed with it. He's like, yeah.
At Michigan.
He's had such an overrated Michigan.
Yeah, oh, you know me and JJ, but
And I actually like JJ, but
Yeah.
just, if you watch him play football, you're like,
Yeah.
what, the best team in the country couldn't find someone better. But
That's how I feel about that Ohio State kid.
McCord,
I watched him when
Well,
they play. I watched him when they
watch your
played
mouth now.
Notre Dame.
He's playing for Cuse. CUSE, Cuse.
I watched him in that
don't go
Notre
there
Dame game,
anymore.
dude. And then he's standing on the sideline going like this, trying to hype up the crowd. It's like, dude, you're the 2 best receivers in the nation,
misses on
and you couldn't do
slants.
anything. Like, it was bad.
They would have beat Penn State by like 30 if he could throw a slant to Marvin.
Yeah. I think that just kind of elevates Marvin Harrison's draft status, the fact
yeah.
that he had McCord as a quarterback.
Right.
All threw up, too, high school. And
Was there any overlap between Fields and Harrison?
I
I don't think there was, right?
Fields is in his third
been
year.
like a
or-
freshman year, right?
I think Fields is only in his third year, so there would have been, but it wasn't like
They together.
that.
Yeah.
not like playing.
There's just so many good Ohio State wide
And like
receivers
he
that
probably played,
very-
but he was
Yeah,
probably
they had
like
Vicente
wide receiver
Olave,
6.
They had JSN. They had and what's his name?
Wilson,
Wilson was still
Olave.
there.
So Wilson too.
Yeah.
Those were the main three when he was.
Marvin is a true junior, so
So they wouldn't have been then.
No, yeah. So he came
It would
as
have been a year right after.
yeah, Stroud.
But see, he wasn't a freshman starter, was he, Harrison?
Nah,
I think he
had
was like wide receiver
11
3, wide
catches
receiver
for
4.
139 yards, 3 touchdowns though.
All right.
First overall. He might be the first wide receiver to be taken first overall.
No,
knows?
he's not. Come on now. Williams, May. If Penix wins the national championship, he'll get talk. Like, but all right. Wow. We're back.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2-week hiatus, but
You guys
Next week I'll be back with the hat.
stuff with picks.
yeah. I don't want to say it. Eli, if this is your gig, you can fill everybody in.
Hayden's down by 10 with 1 week left.
That was so abrupt.
Long story short.
Polar plunge is right there.
2-2 time.
We should maybe discuss the details of what that's going to be. It's definitely got to be on camera so we can roll a clip for the show. And
Nope.
There's got to be ice floating in the water, dude.
Beach 6.
Sorry.
Beach 6, beach 8.
Off the pier at Perry Monument.
have them jump off at the bicentennial.
Dude, oh gosh. Well, that would be dangerous. That water's not very deep.
But yeah, whatever you guys end up deciding, I will have to do. Christian, this is what a good sport looks like. Instead
I
of
was
just
gonna do.
saying,
I just wasn't wearing a tutu.
Tutu.
he's talking about me jumping off of a building, and you
was
won't.
joking.
Yeah, but he wouldn't wear a tutu, and he was the loser. But
Well, what are you going to wear?
whatever you guys want me to.
Ever?
Browns jersey.
Pretty close. Yeah.
Banana
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Browns jersey. It's got to be a Browns jersey.
No,
right?
you gotta wear a wrestling
Singlet.
Singlet, yeah.
Okay.
I know.
Nah, Browns jersey. I
No,
think
no,
would
we
count.
have to make it a jersey that
All right,
like
here we
a
go.
player he hates.
Oh, Deshaun, and then we like quote. We can set the screen grab and be like, Hayden didn't want to do this, but he went in with his favorite jersey of his favorite player.
My wife has a cricket, and so we can get a singlet and put all that on it if we want.
Okay, we'll put Watson.
We could get a brown singlet and put like the orange writing on it.
So
yeah.
who else should be on other than Deshaun?
Kaepernick.
Why? What's wrong with Kaepernick, Christian?
I just feel like people don't like him.
No, we'll have him wear a Penix jersey.
Who?
Why? I don't mind Penix.
No,
He
he
just
likes
said you were
Penix.
low on him.
No, I'm
Compared to other
me and
people,
the other
wow.
more low on him, and he's
Compared to Caleb Williams and Drake May,
Yeah, okay.
yes.
I don't like any of
That's
them.
fair.
First round quarterback. So stupid. Such a joke.
Not all of us can have Joe Flacco
Terrell
QBing our
sucks.
team, Eli.
But you don't.
What's
that's
that?
the thing. You don't
Little
need a
T-sizzles.
Caleb Williams at
Little
quarterback.
T-sizzles.
Terrell sucks.
Okay.
Okay.
Vontez perfect.
Nick Foles won a Super
Wait, no,
Bowl.
you kind of like Vontez perfect.
I'll get him wear a Pickett jersey. There you go.
Deshaun.
As long as you guys are funding these jerseys, that these
not paying for
$120 jerseys.
Well, it's gonna look even worse. 'Cause It's just gonna be a singlet with Deshaun taped on your back. Not even Watson. Deshaun.
Just the shot.
Omaha, what is your prediction for the Super Bowl and who's going to win it? Like, who are the two teams and who's winning?
I'm just gonna stick with. It's stupid, but Niners Bills was my first prediction. Like, I don't think the Bills are gonna make it, but I just want to stick with my prediction. And I have the Niners, like a 27-21.
Yeah.
Niners over Ravens right now, I would say.
Me and him are completely different on this. I feel like anyone who makes the playoffs, there's a shot for any of them. Tell you the truth, I feel like this is the first year where
I agree with that.
you said
No.
that you think
I
it's
thought
for
you
sure
said
like the
maybe.
top seeds. Like you,
No,
the
I'm de-
Chiefs. I honestly see the Chiefs like losing first week.
Okay, but that's you
Aren't
just
they
said
gonna be
that
like a 3
anybody
or
has
4
a
seed?
chance.
They're are they 3 right now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
because
3
the
right
NFC
now.
South's the
Dolphins.
4.
I'm gonna do Ravens for AFC, NFC. Actually, I'm gonna go Dallas. I'm gonna have Ravens winning.
It's the Cowboys' year. If there's anything I know from Cowboys
Yeah.
fans that said their year. So, Ravens over Niners. So already happened this season in a blowout fashion. So
It's not gonna happen.
Luke,
Like
you?
that, though, for sure. I don't,
Well, no,
no
dude.
way.
Steelers.
Hey,
who
shut
we
up.
got the Steelers playing in the Super Bowl.
I'm
Luke.
going to say most likely Ravens for AFC, but I think NFC is still a toss up. I'd like to see the Lions get in there, but I think it'll be the Niners.
Yeah, Lions would be cool.
I'll
Philly, don't
I'll
sleep
buy
on
a Philly
Philly.
ticket to the Lions. Maybe.
Yeah, right.
Philly could get hot.
Yeah.
They've got a good roster.
So could the Chiefs.
Could they?
Yeah.
They still got Kadarius Toney and
if they
MVS
put-
on their
if
team.
they put
the two
glue on
worst
the players'
receivers.
hands,
Yeah,
dude,
the two worst
yeah.
receivers in the NFL.
And put a rope on them
Name
to get them
name,
behind.
name,
the
name a
line of
receiver
scrimmage.
worse than either one of those guys. I had this conversation with 3 different people today. Name a receiver worse than MVS in the NFL.
Like a receiver that actually plays.
Sure.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Oh, come
MVS
on.
is
there's
the worst
gotta be
receiver.
That
somebody.
plays.
Dude, the worst
worst
receiver in
receiver.
that.
He's
NFL.
awful.
Yeah.
He's
He
fast,
cannot
but
catch- he is wide
Mahomes
open
sees him
all the
streaking down the
time.
field and he doesn't throw it anymore. He does not trust it.
He is open all the time, and he cannot catch the
There's
ball.
got to be like somebody active. That's just,
Mapletron. He's got to be worse.
He's like wide receiver 6, though. That's what I mean. Like,
He's
like,
not technically on that active. Yeah, that's true.
like he plays, but he plays special
He
teams.
plays when Waddle's hurt.
Randall Cobb is.
But even then, he has like a handful of reps.
Randall Cobb has good hands still. He's old. And
Randall
slow,
Cobb
but
gets so much hate.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's still decent.
But, all right.
A 40-year-old Ocho Cinco or 40-year-old T.O. is still better than MVS.
For like one play, maybe. I
That's
don't know
what
if
the
I
Chiefs
trust
should
them to
do.
finish a game.
Dude, the Chiefs should bring one
Deshaun
of those
Jackson.
guys back.
Deshaun Jackson.
That's
You
that's
telling
valid.
me
He
he?
just retired though.
Yeah. So I would rather have someone who just retired
look
than
at
someone who's been
Madden.
retired for a decade. like,
Emmanuel Sanders, dude. Do you think he would still play? Do you think Emmanuel
I think
Sanders
he
would
had
go to
a-
the Chiefs if they called?
I think Sanders had options last year and he just didn't want to.
Kelvin Benjamin back to the Chiefs.
AB.
Jalen. These guys are probably.
Have you seen pictures of him lately?
AB.
He's scrawny now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Mr. Big Chest anymore.
Does Mason Kinsey play?
No.
No,
I don't think I've ever heard that.
Eli's going through Madden
No.
24 roster.
Sorry, can we? I'm sorry. We need to talk about this for a minute.
Jalen Virgil.
Mason Rudolph's name is not Mason.
What?
Do you know what his first name
Is
is?
that his middle name?
His middle name is Mason, and his last name is Rudolph.
What is his first name?
Brett Mason Rudolph the
He
third.
looks like a Brett.
He does look. He looks way more like a Brett than he does like a
Brett
Mason.
Rudolph. That's a sick name. Why would you go with that?
Brett. Well,
Brett Rudolph?
he's the third. So I'm pretty sure his dad probably goes by Brett.
Oh yeah.
So he's Brett Mason Rudolph the third.
All right, so we're
That
never
would be
calling
sick.
him Mason
Brett
on the show
Rudolph
again.
for the
okay?
touchdown.
Because somebody asked me what his height was, and I was like, oh, I think he's like 6'3". And so I looked it up. I was like, his name is
6'4",
Brett.
6'5".
Some-
Also, right?
Something, yeah, somewhere
He's a
between
big
6'3"
boy.
and 6'5".
You
I
guys
don't
think he's
remember.
the guy?
No,
Define the guy.
I mean, do you think he might start next year over KP or?
I think they need to make a move for a quarterback either in the draft or in free agency.
I disagree.
They've proven this year that decent quarterback play will get them wins, and they do not have a decent quarterback
You don't think Mason-
consistently decent.
They're going to get a
2
decent
weeks back
quarterback
to
in the free agency.
yeah.
No,
I
they're
feel
not.
like if he plays
Kirk.
well-
Who else?
Kirk.
What if
Why not get Kirk?
What you do, you re-sign Mason.
Trade
Give
for
him
Sean
a-
Clifford.
No, give him a fair shot to compete and have him and Kenny
One for
head
one
to
for like
head.
50 yards. And
Sam Ellinger.
He's good.
No.
Sean
Easton
Clifford
Stick.
has Sean Clifford has 0
I mean, if Baker
incompletions in the
Mayfield's in
NFL.
free agency, I would take him.
Why do you guys say Rudolph isn't the guy?
If
He's had
Steelers
his
signed
chances.
Baker Mayfield,
played well.
I would
I think
guarantee.
he
I would
might be
he's
the
played
guy,
the
but I think you give him and Kenny a fair shot this time to compete just those two. Get rid of Mitch, cut him, free up whatever cap you can.
Throw it on a dime.
Eli, if you say another stupid thing about Clifford,
No, I'm saying if Steelers signed Baker Mayfield, I guarantee you he wins MVP in a Super Bowl just because he's a former.
I don't think Tampa, unless Tampa really craps the bed this week, I think they'll at
they
least
should.
they'll
They
franchise tag him.
Didn't he sign a 2 or did he just sign a
Just
1?
it was
Just
like a 1 year, like $7 million. He had like more
Yeah,
money to go other
went for
places,
a
but,
premium.
1,000% ball out in
For
Pittsburgh.
sure.
but
Interesting.
All you have to do is bomb it to Pickens on the sideline on 4th and 1.
It's all Mason Rudolph does. He knows where to throw the ball. Kenny doesn't.
They
So
finally got it to Firemouth a little bit this week as well.
about dang time.
like Pickens had as many
You
receiving
know who
yards
would?
in the last 2
I
weeks.
guarantee you he'd get it to Fryermuth.
What'd you say?
Sean Clifford would 1,000% get it to Fryermuth.
Was that his? Is that who Firemouth's
Yeah.
college quarterback was? Christian Hackenberg.
Nope, I'm good.
Throw it on a dime.
That's what I'm saying.
Trey
Give him a
Sean
chance.
and Hack. QB room.
Might as well just bring back
That's
Kerry
an Eli
Collins
Madden
while you're
season
at
right
it. Just
there.
have a whole.
It's probably we have
QB
probably
room.
had. Never mind. Hack.
I mean,
has been
everybody's
in
talking
Madden for a
about
while,
Russ.
huh?
Like, I don't know that Russ is the solution to anything
No.
in Pittsburgh, but that's not a terrible signing.
I-
Better than what we have.
Justin Herbert.
I would.
Russ
I'll
is
take
so hated on that
Mason
he's
on a.
underrated.
Yeah, actually, what do you think of that? Like it's a huge scenario. Like it's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
but what would you feel if Herbert wants out? Would you trade for him? If Kenny Pickett's not the answer.
They'd want
No.
so
Talking about
much.
4 firsts, dude. For her, like that would be a record.
I might do it.
That would be a record trade.
Oh, dude, that's worse than signing a first round quarterback.
You're a Herbert hater, though.
Well, and I hate signing
4
first round
first round.
quarterbacks, so why would I want to trade
don't think
4 first rounders for him?
rounders.
That's a ridiculous
Why-
amount,
yeah.
but like
I wouldn't trade.
No.
I would
a guy
maybe
who's
He
trade
doesn't have a
Top
playoff
He's
win.
top 5.
He doesn't have a
dude,
playoff
top 5.
Because he
I'm
doesn't
giving-
have a team.
When he's
he doesn't
not-
have a
4
coach.
first round picks.
When he's what?
When
If
he's
we
not
have the
injured.
roster, I will totally do that for Herbert.
No.
Herbert, you know how many fingers he broke this season? He broke like 16 fingers.
I
Oh, then
like
let's give him 4 first round picks.
I like Justin Herbert, but no, I wouldn't. No,
I'm not saying he
resign,
Top 5.
I'm saying
resign
his worth is
Mason.
somewhere
Let
in
him
the
and Kenny
area of that.
compete.
No.
Yes,
No, I'm talking to him.
I said I'm not saying that's what you give up for him. I'm saying that's what
That's
the
what
Chargers
he's
are going to
mere
want
worth?
for him. No,
4 first
that's
rounders.
what the Chargers are going to want for him.
Right, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's what they're going to want for him, and he's on a massive contract.
Right, so I wouldn't.
are you
I don't
trying to
think anybody
convince us that the Steelers should do this or shouldn't do it? Because everything
I'm
you're
laying the
saying,
facts out there, dude. Put your feelings to the side.
yeah, the facts are.
I like
That's
it.
my shout out for
the
Eli.
facts
Don't
are
care about
saying
your
don't
feelings.
do this. No,
Pickett went to Pitt.
ACC baby.
Pickett stays. Rudolph resigns. Have them compete. Have a fair competition. That's all you need to do. Continue to grow the
I
offensive
don't disagree.
line.
I definitely wouldn't draft a
Get
quarterback.
the defense a little bit younger. This isn't Madden, guys. You gotta.
I'm not saying it is Madden. Okay,
I would
you
sign
literally
that.
see how Eagles GM's always like he's playing Madden right now, and I love it.
Yeah, but they are. Can I finish? Thank you. So
Gardner Minshew.
they've
Yeah, go ahead.
been, they've
What are you
been
laughing
doing
at?
that for years. The
I'm
Steelers, you can't just
You gotta start somewhere.
you can't overcorrect in 1 year. Justin Herbert
you-
is
did-
not a 1 year.
I'm not saying
Instead of
Justin
arguing, did you
Herbert.
just hear what I said? I don't think it's gonna happen. But if I say we have the roster by the time we want to do something like, if we do something like that, I would totally do the 4 first rounders.
Is our roster
F
really
them
that
picks.
much better than what the Chargers
I'm
have
saying,
in the
I
past
say
couple
if
years?
we have the roster. I'm saying this.
You think
I'm not
so?
saying this year. I'm saying like if he wants to leave in like a year or two.
They have a better
we
roster
have
than the
the
Chargers.
roster.
They have better weapons
They have more
than us.
talent. The Steelers have a better performing roster.
Oh, do you guys think
At least
Deontay
defensively.
gets cut after this year?
No.
No, not cut. They'll trade him if anything.
Well,
If
off
he,
the team.
if
I think he will play for the Steelers.
I hope he gets traded, but I'm not sure he will.
You could get a high third or late second for Deontay still, I think.
I just want him gone.
I mean,
He's just not reliable. He's very inconsistent.
they'll find another gem in the second or third round. So I just every single year, yeah,
Often divas, but
Yeah.
still,
they'll just go and get Brandon Ayuk.
that'd be nice.
Josie and Brandon Ayuk have a love relationship that I want.
Love relationship. Brandon Ayuk's a good receiver. He doesn't get the targets he needs. Brandon Ayuk is a very good wide receiver.
Yeah, I feel like we just
I will stand on
having
that.
Devo and
Business.
Ayuk, it's like
Yeah.
It's not a second and short episode if Josie doesn't bring up Brandon Ayuk in the Washington football team's former name.
The Washington
The Commanders, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's Kevin Durant's team, so why not?
All right. You guys ready to wrap this one up?
Do it.
All right. This has been the Second and Short podcast. We'll see you next week.